Alright, so this is the next battle report. This is Demons of Chaos versus the new and improved 8th edition High Elves. And this will be 2,400 points, ETC restricted for comp, because we got bragging rights next month, and that's going to be huge. It's 80 people, 20 teams of 4 each, up in, I think New York, I don't know, somewhere. It's up there. My manager's worrying about it. But, But I also got a 1,500 point doubles tournament coming up that I'll be doing with one of my teammates, and I'll get those out this weekend, hopefully. But yeah, hope you enjoy this. So we start out here. Everybody kind of knows my list. I got the double flies, the big the plague beast, beast nurgle, whatever. Great clean one there. My 2 big blocks, my cannon. High elves have got like this. There's a piece of impassable. We got 2 hills as ETC and 2 woods. No magical terrain, ETC. So High Elves. High Elves roll to see who deploys their first drop, and he deployed a lot of chaff first. So he kind of drew me over here with his Lyrian Reavers. I knew the ETC is open list, so I knew what he has. So what he's got is 2 Lyrian Reavers, a couple small bolt throwers, a big Frost Phoenix, 2 huge units, one of Phoenix Guard and one of Sea Guard. I'm assuming that the Banner of the World Dragon is going to go in one of those because it's on his BSB. And he's also got some Maiden Guard, just a little group of 10. So the Lyrian Reavers come over here. They're going to try and pull my chaff away. Bolt thrower here in the middle so you can get range of everything. Big Phoenix Guard unit there, then the Sea Guard unit. The 10 Maiden Guard, those are really archers, but they're Maiden Guard, so I'll refer to them as Maiden Guard. Another Ballista, and the Phoenix. So that is actually a Chimera, but it's going to be a Frost Phoenix for this game. It doesn't live long anyway, so yeah. Alright, so I got my Skull Cannon down here. I got my behind the hill, of course, because in ETC it's virtual line of sight, so hills are infinitely tall, so technically you can't see me right now. We only play the top part of the hill. Got my Plague Bears with my BSB. Got my Beast of Nurgle, and I got my other Plague Bearer unit. So the reasoning behind this was I wanted to get my 2 big units across from his Phoenix Guard and his Sea Guard block. His Sea Guard block and his Phoenix Guard block both have 2 characters in them. Both have mages, and then the other one have combat characters. Both these characters have great weapons, I believe, so they can do some damage, but the characters only have like 3-4 attacks, and you're still at -1 hit with new rerolls anymore because new high elves. So my objective here is to slow him down with these big Plague Bear blocks, and even though he gets a 2 ward save, I'm basically going to throw him these points, but it'll give me time to clear the rest of the board, and hopefully I can get some charges on him, and eventually break it through static, not through wounds. So 2 more Beasts of Nurgle over here. I got my Great and Clean one right behind them. He's in the forest a little bit, so he gets cover from the ballistas, and then he's got the hard cover, so yeah. Got my flies right there. And I got my other units of flies over here. So the reason I deployed the flies over here was I'm thinking this entire game, I cannot win this game big. There's no way I'm killing this Banner of the World Dragon unit, which is, by the way, in the Sea Guard with his general. So his general's unit and his BSB are both in the unit, and they have a 2 aboard against my army. There's nothing that they don't get a 2 aboard against. So I just can't really kill it. The only way I could really assure it is if I got like double flank and a rear with some static banners, because I'd have to make sure I broke it steadfast to even think of attempting that, because if I don't break him on the first turn, I'm done. So the flies over here, I'm hoping to chase down the Reavers and pull in the right flank. I'm going to crush the ballistas, and then these will be the guys that get the rear charge and the flank charge off, hopefully. So turn 1 goes Demons. I move up like such. I just move up in a straight line and box him in so he can't get past me with his Reavers, even though because they're fast cav. Over here, everything else moves up as such as well. I still get cover from the Beast of Nurgle from the ballistas just in case for the Great Unclean one. It's still only he needs a 5 to hit and then a 5 to wound anyways, so it's not that great a chance anyways. I still got my ward save too. Unit moves up like this. Unit moves up like this. So everything's moved up, I think, maximum, maybe a little bit less. Cannon moves on top of the hill so it can shoot. Shooting, of course, does nothing. The cannon's awful. Magic, of course, does nothing because he's got the 2 aboard and then 4 aboard everywhere else, basically. I think I didn't even cast because I don't think there was anything to cast. I think I tried to do Plague Wind to stop movement, but he stopped it. So on High Elves turn 1, the Frost Phoenix comes into the BSB's unit. We talked about this. I don't think this was the right move. His reasoning was the Frost Phoenix is higher weapon skill. He's hitting on 4s with 4 attacks. Or 5 attacks, or whatever. 4 or 5 attacks, I don't remember which. But these attacks are hitting on 4s. And then he's wounding on 2s. So he's estimating like 2 wounds through the combat, and then he's got a Thunder Stomp on me, which he's hoping will do 3 more because he still only needs 2 to wound. He did not remember that I have poison on 5s and 6s on this unit, so I actually, any hits basically is going to hurt him, and he only has a 5-up armor save and then a 5-up ward, so like I just was like, okay, I'll let that happen, and at worst I'll be steadfast and kill you next round. So over here everything moves up as such. The spearmen march up quite a bit. I don't remember if they max full. Oh no, they did not march. They did not march so they could shoot. The Phoenix Guard move up. The Reavers move up like that. The other Reavers move behind the hill over here. They just want to stay out of sight so my flies can't get to them. And then Magic Phase. The Sea Guard cast that stupid Eternal Gateway thing or whatever, the movement thing, and they move up right in front of my unit. So, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So for shooting, he blows off one of the Beasts of Nurgle with his Maiden Guard, which have the flaming attacks. So yeah, just the flaming attacks were enough. Over here, I kill the Frost Phoenix. I rolled well for the poisons, and with only a 5-up ward or 6-up armor and a 5-up ward, you only need to fail a couple. I think it only has like 5 wounds, and I was still like super static. I think he only killed like 2 guys too. Oh, no. I did not kill the Frost Phoenix. I beat it through combat res. He killed 3 guys, and I think I put a wound or 2 back on it, and I was static 5. So I beat it and ran it down. That's what it was. So I'm up here. Demons turn 2. I charge in here. Might as well. There's nothing else I can do. Oh, and shooting from the Sea Guard. He shot this unit. He killed a couple guys. I think he killed like 5. Charges over here, the flies go inside of these Reavers. I'm just going to try and get points. The Beasts go into the front of the Reavers. Beast over in the back is going to block the Sea Guard. Hopefully he's just going to redirect them. He's probably not going to live more than 1 round. I'm hoping he does, but if he doesn't, oh well. Great Unclean One moves up here. He's going to provide magic support. I don't really have anything to do with him this game until I can get a combat charge off. Because 1-on-1, yes, he's good, but against 2-up ward and then 4-up ward, I don't want to risk him blowing combat res and flopping and then getting popped. I just don't want to risk it. Flies move up over here. Magic for High Elves reactivates. I did not know this spell remains in play. Fiery Convocation, very, very good. Strength 4 hit to every model of the unit. It's basically Flame Cage, but happens every turn. Every magic phase. It's like a good Curse of the Year. I mean, because Curse of the Years is good, but this thing's on a 19. It is really hard to dispel if you don't get it the first try. And not having a scroll just makes this a real pain in the neck. So after combat for demons, magic phase I don't think did anything again. He's just stopping anything that's important. Yeah, I kill these Reavers. I reform like this. Combat phase over here, he kills a lot more guys. Combat phase, I charged the Maiden Guard. I must have missed it, but I charged the Maiden Guard on my turn 2, and they broke from combat. I think they killed 1 more guy. High Elves turn 2. Phoenix Guard go into the Beast of Nurgle. The second Alarian Reaver group moves up to start blocking things again. He's trying to make sure I don't get the flank charges that I want, because anything that's slowing down his units right now is just a bonus to me. Sea Guard don't even have to fight the combat. I died through the Fiery Convocation, so they just get to reform anyways. And after combat here, they kill the Beast of Nurgle. Not really surprised. Combat res popped him off, but that's to be expected. They reform to face me. The flies that were on my right, down by the Phoenix Guard, make a long charge to the Maiden Guard in the back that were fleeing. My BSB's unit actually turned away to the left. They were going to go after the ballista on the left because I just don't need them to go after the main guard unit. The flies will take care of itself. The beasts here going to the flank of these reavers. I'm going to win that. Yeah, here's the BSB over here. I turned around to face the rear of his Phoenix Guard to threaten his Phoenix Guard and his Spearman block. Because if I get a rear charge on them, I have enough ranks to break them. And if he only has like 5 attacks, I think I can get a couple saves and just win through the combat res. I'm +3 if I charge in the rear, so. And I could scrape a couple wounds by it. He could roll ones. So movement over here, the flies move over to start threatening the flank here. After magic and combat. Shooting, of course, this game did absolutely nothing. My cannon literally sat on the hill. I think I stopped firing after turn 3 because I just didn't want to risk a misfire because I wasn't hitting anything anyways. And I think all I could shoot was the bolt throwers, so, and they were going to get taken care of anyways. Flies beat the main guard in combat. They reform like this. They actually killed one through the stand and shoot, not through the combat. And over here, I flopped my attacks. I rolled double ones for number of attacks. I got 4 attacks. I hit with 2. I wound with 2, and he saves. Oh, no, yeah, he doesn't save any, but I only killed 2 guys, and he sticks because it's BSB in general right there. He doesn't reform, though. So over here, he decides, hey, this big block in my rear is my big threat. I'm going to go after it. So he starts moving. He turns both units around to face that. He moves the ballista out of the way of the big block. Phoenix Guard turn around like this. I think they swift reformed. During High Elf Magic, he gets off the Eternal Movement again, so I can't run away. So he's basically blocked me in with his ballista, his big Sea Guard unit, and his Phoenix Guard, so that unit's probably dead. However, during High Elf Combat, the Larian Reavers do pop to the Beast of Nurgle. They do manage to put a wound on me, and I get to reform like this. And by doing this, he actually gave me the rear of his Phoenix Guard with these guys, which I think was a huge mistake. I think he should have committed to chasing down these instead with a charge. Because I think if he didn't know he was going to get off the walk through worlds or whatever that makes him move in front of my unit. But I think he would have been able to chase down my big Plague Bearer block anyway if he did it a little bit differently. So, Demons, I charged the Ballista with the flies that were all the way on the right. Charged the rear of the Phoenix Guard with those 2 Beasts of Nurgle. I charged this Ballista with the 2 flies that were in the back, and I moved my BSB out of the unit, so he's going to get safe over here. Both the Ballistas are in combat, they're going to die. And I moved my big block up in front of the Sea Guard to keep them as far away as I can from the Phoenix Guard, because he's not in BSB or General's Leadership Bubble right now. Or no. He was in General's Leadership Bubble, because that's the metal model on the bottom, but the BSB is in the top left, so he's not in BSB range. That's why I did that, to make sure he couldn't get any closer. Great and Clean One moves up like this. He's going to start coming back into the game. A lucky Ballista earlier had popped him for 3 wounds, so I was just kind of keeping him safe, make sure he's in cover so another lucky Ballista doesn't pop him off. Yeah, the BSB, he was supposed to be facing that way. My opponent, I think, took him out of the unit because I was taking pictures, and I turned him to face the way I wanted. This was after combat. The flies reform. The flies kill the Ballista over here, and they overrun to the side of the Phoenix Guard here. So right now, he has 24 Phoenix Guard and 2 characters. I have a flank with 3 flies, which all have 3 strength 5 attacks poisoned. And I have 3 Plague Bears with a strength 4 poison attacks. And I have 2d6 plus 2 strength 4 poison attacks in the rear. 3 stomps at strength 5, and 2 more stomps at strength 4. He has a 3-up ward save. I kill 6 guys. 3-up ward save, kills 6 guys, and he puts a wound on the flies. Ugh. He had gotten off some stupid little spell. I can't stop all his spells, so he had boosted the ward save on these guys to +1 last turn or something, and that's why. And oh my gosh, it's just 3-up ward save is very annoying. So over here he charges. Oh, and the Phoenix Guard stuck, by the way. They were steadfast. I was just hoping to hold them up and do some wounds. They reformed too. Over here he charges in against me. That's gonna slowly whittle down, but I hope I hold for a little bit. Over here, Demons turn 5, I believe? No, 4. Demons turn 4. Yeah, Demons turn 4. I charge my other flies into the flank of the Phoenix Guard that reformed. So now I have 2 flanks and a charge, and also behind my flies, you can't really see him, but my BSB also charged, and he's in the back there. My Great Unclean One moves up like this, so he's going to be able to cast magic on anything he wants. There's no more threat to him, so I don't really care. Both the Blisters are dead. All the range he has is like the Strength 4 Everlasting Hit, but I'm not scared by that. So after combat here, I have 2 flanks. I have 5 flies fighting, which is 15 attacks, Strength 5. I have 5 Strength 4 attacks. I have 4 more attacks from my BSB in the back, because he has the Fencer's Blades. And then I also have 2d6 plus 2 Beast attack, with 5 stomps of Strength 5 and 2 stomps of Strength 4. I do, like 6 wounds. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not killing this unit as quick as I should. I've got, let's see, I've got about 500, about almost 700 points committed to this, like, 500 rinky-dinky unit that he's got. This is ridiculous. With 2 flanks. So after combat over here, he crushes these guys. I'm losing through static really bad. My instability is melting me away. Demons turn 5. Yeah, High Elves have no more movement. It's just these 2 big blocks in combat. He's sitting there doing little magic things that I can't stop, just boosting the ward saves. So the Great Unclean One comes into the unit. I'm going to crush that unit. So the Great Unclean One comes in here, and yeah, he's going to get... I rolled doubly blessed this game. I got like D3 impact hits, which is woohoo. But yeah, this unit is now low enough that I'm not worried about losing through res, and his character is only hitting on 5s most likely without rerolls, and I'm still toughness 7, so he still needs 5s to wound, so I'm okay there. So I'm really just using him for the Thunder Stomp and a lot of attacks he's got. He's still got a 3-up ward because he keeps getting off at least 1 spell, but with this many attacks, I should be able to crush him. And I do. I power through with enough attacks. Even still, it still took almost 4 rounds of combat to do that. First round was beasts and flies, beasts in the back and flies in the side. Second round was him turned around with beasts in the front and flies in the side. Third round was 2 units of flies in the side and a BSB and the beast. Fourth round, again, him, and then 5th round was the Great Unclean One coming in. So 5 rounds of combat. That was half my army committed to killing that 25% of his army, and it just barely did it, and it took 5 rounds to do it. That's ridiculous. The High Elf ward save stacking is very, very strong, in my opinion. The problem with it is still the classic old problem, is that High Elves are strength 3, and even Phoenix Guard with halberds are strength 4. It doesn't do a lot to damage. And being Nurgle, you're hitting on 4s with rerolls. Ugh. Just not a good combo. And I'm toughness 5 everywhere there, so he's still wounded on 5s. Or worse if he hits the Great Unclean One. Over here, that was Demons turn 6 that I charged in with the Great Unclean One. So Demons turn 6, he beats me down to 1 guy. I had 2 guys left, and I think I rolled a 3 or something to have only got 1 guy left from demonic instability. So it's gonna be High Elf's turn 6. He's gonna get those points because it's his combat phase, but he's not gonna be able to charge anything else on my unit. So everything's... And what's on the table is on the table, and except for this 1 guy who's going to die. So, Demons win 12-8. So, all he had left was that Sea Guard unit, which I think I put like 2 wounds on, because I think I shot a lucky cannonball. That's what I was shooting with the cannon the entire game, I think, was shooting the Sea Guard just to try and pop off a character or something, because, hey, he might roll double 1s or something. But, yeah, that unit was still at full points, and that was like 1,100. So, even with me killing the Phoenix Guard unit, I only won 12-8, which is ridiculous in my mind. High Elves stacking ward saves. The Banner of the World Dragon's good, especially against my army. He gets a free 2-up ward on any unit he wants with his BSB. Uh, the High Elves, I'm not scared of anything in their army. The Phoenix was scary, and he dies to poison. I've got poison all around the board. If he goes into Beast of Nurgle, he's not going to kill him in one round. I'll get a flank charge or something off. Flies have a decent chance of killing him. I got 9 strength 5 poison attacks. And then both the units have a lot of combat res, and even better, they're poison on 5, so even more threat to the Phoenix. I mean, he could go after the cannon, but I mean, my cannon doesn't even do that much usually these games. He had a 2-up ward and then 3-up wards. I might have popped off a ballista, but so what? So the Phoenix doesn't really do a lot. Because if he goes into like something like the Great Unclean, he's dead. Um, the ballistas were good, but he shot at my Great Unclean One the entire game. And yes, he did wound once, and he got 3 wounds through, but that was what the ballistas are now. I think like 90 points. That was 180 points to do 3 wounds that didn't matter at the end of the day because he didn't get the points. So the ballistas were Phoenix Guard with a level 2 high elf mage on high magic. Just getting some little rinky dinky spell like drain magic or something off just because is ridiculous. Having a unit with a 3-up ward is ridiculous when you only need it. All you need to do is cast a spell. I think that alone makes up for their inability to do damage. Because if you're not taking damage, you're just gonna lose through combat. You're gonna win through combat res, and you still have strength 4 attacks. So hey, the Sea Guard unit, the shooting was nice, but he was in combat with me for basically the entire game, and he ate through Plague Bearers because of combat res. Maiden Guard were interesting, but I don't really see them coming into play in a lot of games. I didn't see their use. They're 10 strength 4. They're strength 4 shots, flaming magical, BS5, but like at the end of the day, there's still strength 4 shooting. It's not that great, and it's hard to rely on shooting. So High Elves, definitely a good book, definitely a very interesting game. I felt I did very, very well playing down the entire game. So I'm very proud that I pulled out a 12-8 against one of the toughest opponents I consider at my store. He's the guy that beat me at Brawler's Bash. He beat me to, he was in second, he won 3rd overall at Brawler's Bash. He was 2nd for battle points. So, and I get the ability to play him, and I'm very surprised I won this game. I'm not gonna lie. With a 2-up unit, 2-up ward save unit, and then a 3-up ward save unit practically the entire game, I just didn't see myself winning at all. Chaff game was definitely the entire strategy. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the battle report.